SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin, back here with another video, and yeah, unfortunately, I got the horse bug again. I understand why, but yeah, I have it right here. I have this, it just don't want to go away, and I apologize about that, by the way. But yeah, this is the wrestling news video on January 20th, 2024, where we're going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know, including Britt Baker moving on AEW's moving on without Britt Baker and mid-locker room tensions. We also got Joe Hendry wins the TNA World Championship last night at Genesis. Congratulations to the Scottish wrestler. And then we also got Jordan Grace finish up with TNA after a loss to Tessa Blanchard at Genesis. And Ali Catch out of surgery after brutal leg injury in the People versus GCW and much more. Starting things off, we got some very unexpected news about Britt Baker's status in AEW, as they said. As it says, the Jacksonville-based company is moving on without her in the locker room tensions consistently. And it says right here, Britt Baker might have been one of the AEW originals, but it looks like she's on the way out, like with the company, and probably that Anthony Khan has had enough of Britt Baker's behavior in the locker room, isn't exactly begging for her return. The former AEW Women's Champion hasn't wrestled since November 13th, 2024, when she faced Penelope Ford on Dynamite. After that match, Serena Deeb confronted her, but Baker blew it off, repeatedly, saying nobody cares. That moment may have been more real than people realized. According to Keller, Baker has gained a reputation of being difficult to work difficult to work with, and AEW officials are over it. She might be done with AEW, Keller revealed. At least the feeling I'm getting from talking to people in AEW is Anthony Khan might have her in the same category as some other wrestlers, where they just don't get phone calls and don't get called in to show up. Baker's backstage reputation has been a topic of discussion for years, but it sounds like things have escalated. There is a lot of frustration with her. I'm told, and I've heard this pretty consistently, she's widely unpopular in the women's locker room. One person said no one ever wants to see her come back. Speaking of the women's locker room, now that is a bold, broad, and it's statement I could imagine somebody on social media going, I'm a women's wrestler in AEW and I want her back. Okay, fair enough, but I'm just telling you, somebody's perception is nobody wants her back. That's had bad it is. Somebody is willing to tell me that. MJF, which hasn't been fully detailed, played a role in the current situation. It wasn't the only reason she was removed from TV. There was the incident with her and MJF, and I'm told that factors I'm told that MJF, her and MJF, I'm told that factors into her being off television. Excuse me for a moment. Okay. Anyways, it says right here, but there are other issues with her that have come up. She has become increasingly difficult to work with in a general sense. Like she has always had a reputation for being difficult to work with. Apparently, AEW had a breaking point. There was a specific situation recently, not counting the MJF situation, where people just threw their hands up. It wasn't like a huge deal, but it was enough to sort of be the straw that broke the camel's back, in terms of just feeling like you know what in question, like you've got a strong women's division now compared to when she was on top, and we don't need to deal with her if she's going to be this difficult to work with. So that's where they are with her. Keller explained. Despite rumors, Wade Keller made it clear that Adam Cole has nothing to do with Baker's absence. And he added, I am told that Adam Cole situation isn't to do with her being on TV. Baker hasn't addressed the rumors directly, but in December, the mention on Diamond Dallas Page's YouTube channel that she was busy, filmed some fun stuff, filming some fun stuff. That fun stuff might be her only gig for a while, because according to Keller, at this point, in asking around, you should not expect her to see her back immediately. Back in September 2024, Ringside News also reported that Britt Baker had an issue with Mercedes Moné, adding another layer to her backstage drama. Sources at the time claimed one of the most notable tensions backstage involved Britt Baker, who had issue to being completely off TV. And if the backstage reports are true, she might not be coming back anytime soon. Whether this is just a temporary break, or the being the end of her AEW career seems to be moving towards without her. If this really is the final chapter, the question isn't just where she'll go next, it's whether she'll even want to come back. With AEW seemingly moving on, with the big question remains, will Britt Baker ever return? Who is this the end or this is the end of her road in question. Like, should Anthony Khan bring her back, or is AEW better off without her in question? But yeah, I want to ask you this question as well. I do think this long absence means that she's gonna get future endeavored, and Anthony Khan's gonna eventually give her the pink slip, or do you think that she's gonna be, taking some time off with this more long absence for the next half a year to come? I'll say if I would agree with ringside news, like if these backstage reports are true, like according to Wade Keller, like with her being difficulties, Monet beating her too, maybe these are somewhat true, but I'm not sure how much facts is in it, so I cannot really assume if that's really the case, like that she's reached the boiling point for AEW completely and in its entirety, like to the point that she's gonna get released. And do you think that she already is released, or do you think she's about to be, or do you think that she's gonna continue to punish her by keeping her off TV for quite a while? Let me know down in the comment section right down below, either way, on what your opinions are. And again, sorry about this hoarse voice. I try to do everything before I get started to record, but this is only the farthest I can get, like, which y'all barely can hear me. What a quite a show it was. It says the main, like in the Nick Nemeth, his real name, like walked into the building like as champion, but unfortunately for the reigning defending champ, yes. Can you bring me some more? Yes. Hey, we're behind you. The beginning of as they felt each other out, like the wanted man, like Nick Nemeth, was able to stay ahead of Hendry, but Joe also got a nice suspended suplex off the rope to get the upper hand for it. He showed up like with a ticket like in hand, like at the ringside after they announced like that, like, and he used his veteran move set on Joe Hendry as the fans cheered like the challenge zone from Nick Nemeth. Frankie Kazarian tried to interrupt like the match, but JBL showed up and ran him off. Like then, like Dolph Ziggler, Joe Hendry has also recently competed in WWE and even challenged Ethan Page for the NXT Championship at No Mercy 2025. agree, and I definitely believe, like what anything that I do or anything that I can accomplish, and that's what the main goal in my resolution is. I just try to do. My resolution is trying to go after everything that I need to do, like whether it's for the current and the future, like trying to put up some better standards in my life, like by being in a better predicament, like yeah, like whether if it's living and also trying to make a better what's that called, and better choices with my life in general, and in my future life, like if I start living on my own, of course that is. Yeah, but yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what your thoughts on Joe Hendry now being the new World Heavyweight Championship. I know. I'm still trying to get rid of this. What's your issue?
I'm trying to respond them, but they're not responding. You got it?
But here's a video of it, like from yesterday, to show you exactly what I mean.
Okay. Just a little bit. Julian, can you pour us some chocolate?
Yeah, excuse me for a moment.
Only a little bit. Only a little bit.
Anyways, Assassinators, without any more further interruptions, here's a video the entrance right here. And here's the video of the. But here's Ryan Nimitz, a very, very funny video of Nick Nimitz's brother Ryan trying to get it back in the ring.
My brother is not going to be very happy about this. My brother is gonna win now. You have no gift.
And then I
can do it, but I don't know if I can do it.
Well, when you just did it a few minutes.
Trying to do it the best I can, but
first let me help you.
Okay. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that very funny segment when Santino Marella just immediately just banned him from ringside? But here's a video of the match right here. so you can see for yourself. Luckily, the Ringside News can do most of the talking here by showing the video of wrestling.
Rolls right through, and now back to his feet. Up on the shoulders once again. Oh, God! And a Famouser! Are you kidding me, sir? Cover! Oh, and a kick down by Henry! What a counter from...
Yeah, well, that was a very impressive counter. Let's...
David perched on top of the crossbody, but Henry held on. Rolls right through, and now back to his feet. Is this it? Is this happening? Frankie Kane.
Here's Frankie Kane
On the shoulders once again. He talked about this man.
Did a close up.
Henry going for it again. David escapes. Into the...
Her match, like against Blanchard, was her last appearance, like in the former TNA Knockouts champion. Like went to war with Blanchard in a brutal back and forth like battle, like that had a Texas crowd firmly behind her. The two traded power moves like near falls and even took to a fight like to the outside, where Grace hit a rolling DVD, which we all know that's a Death Valley driver, which SNA would like to call the Assassinators Valley driver, or AVD for short. Like off the, but yes, he did it off the ring steps, like, but it exposed turnbuckle and Magnum from the top rope for the 1, 2, 3. When her TNA contract expired, there has been chatter about Grace potentially heading to WWE. She previously appeared like on NXT as part of the TNA WWE partnership, and many believe a full-time move to WWE could be in the cards. Jordan Grace did not just lose a match at the TNA Genesis. She may have lost just a close the book like on her entire TNA run, like after years of carrying the Knockouts division, like and proving like herself as one of the best in the game. Like she's walking away, and now like the real question is, what's next in question? WWE, AEW, or something completely unexpected in question in a different company? One thing's for sure, like wherever she goes, she's going to make an impact. No pun intended, if not is. But where do you think, now that she's under contract, and now her under contract with TNA's expire, and she wrestled her final match with the company, like where do you think she's gonna be headed to next? TNA, I mean WWE, AEW, or some other company like MLW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, in her future in her wrestling career, I should say. Let me know down in the comment section right down below, which I'm just telling me is a WWE superstar to be competing in the 30-woman over the top rope battle royal contest. But yeah, let me know what your opinions are in the comments down below. But moving on, we're gonna got an alley catch. We got alley catch down of surgery, like after like brutal surgery was successful. Like, Allie is out of surgery, and on the road to recovery. She will be staying overnight, at the hospital, tonight. This is what she wrote on X. Overnight. Or thank you for the support. As always, she has a long road ahead, and every dollar counts. Catches injury occurred after a bad landing on a dive to the outside, forcing the match to stop immediately. She was stretchered out of the Hammerstein ballroom, and Steph DeLander later launched a GoFundMe to help with medical expenses. The campaign has it says the campaign has already raised over $34,000 of its $13,000 goal, which fans continuing to donate. The wrestling community has been flooding social media with support, and with surgery now behind her, Catch's focus shifts to recovery. DeLander has promised to provide more updates as things progress, and fans, and keeping a close watch on her road back to the ring. And here's the post right here. Yeah, well, I should say the better term to use. How long do you think it will take for Allie Catch? Well, yeah, I want to ask you, how long do you think will take her to be out of action for that injury? I think it'll probably take a whole year, if I'm not mistaken. Considering it happened to plenty of wrestlers, I can name a top 3 list right now. Right out the back, they suffered an injury, most specifically on their ankle, and they've been out of action for a whole year before they can compete inside the squared circle. So I would say probably, depending on how bad it is, which I hope it's not too bad, to the point they will be taken out for a long time. But I hope it'll be more sooner. But I think it'll probably take a year. But for somebody what we not seeing the experience that for wrestlers that suffered a similar injury on their calf or cankle, they be out of action for a good year or so. Yeah. So I would give it probably by then, maybe even a little bit over a year, but I hope it probably won't take until a good few years, or a few months. I mean, sorry about that. But either way, I wish speedy recovery onto this setback for poor Allie Catch on this very unfortunate event. Next up, we got original plans for The Undertaker's WWE Raw on Netflix appearance has finally been revealed, even though it's 7 days later. But at least it's finally out there in the wrestlers. I guess you could say better late than never. At this point, I'll say yeah. But one news report has finally made it up into the media. But anyways, we got original plans for The Undertaker's WWE Raw on Netflix. Original plans, on the Monday Night Raw debut on Netflix show in January 6th. And on the highlights of the speaking on the 6 Feet Under podcast, The Undertaker talked about the original plan, like for his appearance, like on like the Raw Netflix debut show. Like at the first, he has supposed to make an appearance, like and do an interview with. He was okay with like. With someone was going to interview with, but later they decided to change things, like to make the moment even bigger for the other people, or for the other person. I mean, but yeah, but he explains the original told me they originally told me I was going to do a entrance, like in an interview. Oh, like okay, and they would have been fine. Like I think they had someone lined up to interview me. Like, but like then they decided they're going like is differently, like would make the whole thing even bigger for her. Initially, the Phenom wasn't sure about the new idea because he didn't want it to take like attentions like away from her. He knew it was an important moment for her after a long storyline, like, and didn't want to ruin it. Like, but after they explained like that she would still have her big moment like in the ring, and that their interaction would just add the show. He changed his mind, and it's what he added while explaining like in the in the end, like he agreed as he realized that while their characters like weren't the same, they had some like similarities. Like that the Dead Man saw it as a way to show like respect, support her, and give her what he called the OG rub. And he added, when they first told me, I was like, I don't know, I don't think so. Like I said, dude, that's her moment. I don't want to take away from it. Like I don't want to step in on any part of that. Like I mean this was the payoff like of a very long her like moment, like in but they like explained to me like that she was still going to have her moment in the ring, and that this would just be an additional moment where the two of us would cross paths. It's like that. Like then, yeah, that's pretty cool. Not that our characters like are the same, but there are some similarities. Like so, it was like just me showing her some respect, like dapping her up like a little and saying good job, and giving her that OG rub. In the end, The Undertaker's appearance on WWE Raw, a Netflix debut, like was a big moment that helped show off Rhea Ripley as a top superstar. His support, like for the younger generations, shows like why he is a legend and remains dedicated to wrestling, to the wrestling business, and fans wouldn't have it any other way. Better. But do you think he would have been better if he would have joined a current Raw wrestlers backstage interview, like backstage interview, or do you think you would have, this was the better option, like with Rhea Ripley being the perfect individual for the dead man to just put over, like in the segment, like, which I think let me ends up like this, the dab right into the newly won women's world heavyweight champion. And I think, yeah, that was perfect the way they did it. And I think WWE, they couldn't have done it any more better. But anyways, we're going to end today's wrestling news with some more Undertaker news, with The Undertaker almost wrecked his motorcycle before WWE Raw Netflix premiere. And now we got some very, I'm not sure if I should say insane. Probably the better term is, we got some very dangerous, not dangerous, no. I'm trying to think what the term is. I'll say we got a very risky story, I should say, like about the Undertaker and his motorcycle when coming into the arena, which looked effortless. I mean, when she got into the arena, I should say. Oh, no, wait, I meant to say, he got into the arena like effortlessly and successfully, but behind the scenes, his Raw return on Netflix premiere episode was way more stressful than anyone realized. While speaking on the same episode of his 6 Feet Under, the Dead Man revealed that WWE called him just a week before the show to set things up, and from there things only got more chaotic. That's probably the right term to use. We got some news stories about a chaotic story event that just occurred once he